You know, I don't remember the last time I saved. It's a little concerning, but oh well. Sam, can you come help me? Yeah, I'll be right there.
2 hours later.
Oh no! I can't believe what happened. Oh man, what am I gonna do? I don't even know the last time I saved. Ugh, what a sound to remember. I feel like with every game that has you go long stretches of time without being able to save unless you have backtracked, a save point is the most euphoric thing to experience. So much so, to the point where once you reach one, you crave that sweet sound that comes with saving your game. Just like the sweet sound in most JRPGs that even come with just touching the little save circle that it gives you. Or even just the little notification that you have indeed saved your game. With almost every game nowadays, you'll have several points that you need to stop playing and do something and come back to it another day. And sometimes I feel like we just take it for granted now. Thinking back to the old days of just having arcades, nothing ever saved until like the actual release of Space Invaders in 1978, which is already a full 7 years after video games have already existed. Actually being able to save your progress in a longer game didn't come around for a while longer either, with Zork for computers having you be able to save your progress, and strangely enough, a game called Poppin' Chips for the first console game to be able to save, and even that was still only your high scores. Which, like, what even is this game? I see there's some salt, I guess. Is that for chips? Who is even Poppin' Chips? I don't know. All I know is that this big guy is scary and makes me want to stand very far away. Maybe just hang out and have a drink and a snack. But now the true first time saving your game was impertinent was a little game called The Legend of Zelda. Sprawling through this wide open space, it only makes sense that you would need to stop at some point and come back. It reminds me of the time though, where you would be playing a game and get stuck at a certain point, and you'd have to like go to your friends who are also playing it and see if they have any ideas. So instead of having to work your way back to that point, you could just come back and playing and then bam, you're ready to try out anything new that you've learned. Even if now you can just go to the internet, I like to think that it's somewhat of a one-sided relationship to where there's some godly shadowy figure that has bestowed all of the playground secrets onto us, and years down the road we still reap the rewards. I don't even know what I would do without some of this information for older games. Like, how are you supposed to know that bombing this very specific wall or burning this very specific bush would lead me to some sort of amazing discovery that would help me vanquish my enemies? Nowadays, saving your game has been around for a long time though, and at this point most games will just automatically save without a second thought. Heck, with most consoles, you can just put your console in a sleep mode and pick right back up where you left off. While it's like technically not saving, it is such a nice function, especially when you happen to be playing a game that actually requires you to save manually. I cannot count how many times I was playing through Final Fantasy VII recently on my Steam Deck, and the amount of times that I was able to stop and continue at a moment's notice was so nice. But at the same time, if I were to die and have to reload, I would lose hours of progress at the drop of a hat. Well, I guess I'll reload my game and see how much progress I really did lose here. That's like the beginning of the game. Yeah, I think I'm done for today. Games feel like they've gotten so high-tech too that they can literally just stop for a few seconds, or not even at all, and you've already have all saved up and ready to go. But some games, they do some really interesting things with the ability to save your game. First though, the variety that games provide for how to save your game is such a treat to see. There are so many different ways in the form of either gameplay, story, or some sort of mix of the two. I've always found it really interesting and engaging when games make saving a resource, like how Resident Evil does it with their ink ribbons, or in a way how like Alien Isolation makes saving be a super loud activity that will most likely attract the alien to you, and heck, you could even die from it. Like, I would legit be crying right now if this was me. And even sometimes when the save point is just a little nice thing to interact with, it's just so nice. Like in the Mother series, in Earthbound, you have to call your parents to save the game, and it also has the functionality of being able to tell you how close you are to leveling, or even just how much you have in your bank account. And then there's also just in Mother 3, how there's talking to all the save frogs, and how they normally reflect the current environment despite the very weird situations you find yourself in that game. Games also literally allow you to take a break while saving too, which is always a fun touch too. Games like Dead Rising and No More Heroes have you literally go to the bathroom to save the game, making it like a literal rest area for the player and the character in the game. It's just really sharing a tender moment here. Metal Gear Solid also takes saves and save files and interact with you in several very interesting and imaginative ways. Like the whole Psycho Mantis fight alone is such a cool fight, because you have to do such a weird thing to beat him, but before you even start fighting him, he makes it seem like he's in your memory card, reading all the recent games you have save files on.
Your mind. No, perhaps I should say your past. You are a very methodical man, the type that always kicks his tires before he leaves. You are a highly skilled warrior, well suited to this stealth mission. You are extremely careful of traps. You are either very cautious, or you are a coward. Still don't believe me? Now I'll read more deeply into your soul. I can see into your mind. So, you like Suikoden? So, you like Azure Dreams? You like Castlevania, don't you? You enjoy role-playing games. I see that you enjoy Konami games. You have not said often. You are somewhat reckless. I can read you like an open book. You still don't believe me? I will show you my psychokinetic power. Put your controller on the floor.
Even just saving in Metal Gear Solid is an interesting experience, since you get to talk to Mei Ling in the first one, and you just have several dialogues with that character too.
Save memories, even on that system of yours. Memories are fragile things. After you reduce them to binary numbers and send them through the air, they're not memories anymore.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. There's nothing my system can't do.
Memories aren't just sounds and pictures. They exist somewhere between the sounds, between the pictures.
I don't get it. Anything can be done digitally.
If that's true, why don't you go ahead and try to say what I'm thinking right now?
I can't save that type of thing. You have to put it into words at least.
That's right. And that's what memories are. Wordless.
I don't know about that.
No matter how far data technology advances, you'll never be able to penetrate the human heart.
You're wrong. It's just a matter of time.
But first you have to try to understand human emotions, Mei Ling.
And how do I do that?
You have to allow yourself to fall in love with someone.
Messing with you in save files is always an interesting thing for games to do too, as it just shows that such a sacred thing that people kind of take for granted now can just be taken away so easily, not by you, just by you, but also by the game. Some games also just can do this as a fake out, as the infamous Eternal Darkness really messes with you if you run out of sanity, and wildly will act like that you are deleting your save file instead of saving it, which is just such a scary thing.
This isn't really happening!
Or there's even the extreme of a game called Lose-Lose, to where when you die in the game, it uninstalls itself immediately. But also, for some reason, the spaceships you shoot are literally files on your computer that it deletes as you destroy them, which is just, it's more than just a game at that point. The cost of your save file has also been waged against you in several different games, like how in Nier Automata, during the end of the final ending, or at least, I don't know, I haven't played it yet. Either way, you can choose to do a very hard shooting section, and ships will come and help you get through it once you do. And you eventually discover that it's other players who have deleted their save files in order to help other people get through that section. And then you can even join the ranks by deleting your own save file after you finish. Which is just, it all feels like an astonishing way to round out everything in playing this massive game. To where again, I think there's like 15 endings. It's crazy. I always feel like, though, incorporating saves into the game's story is very interesting, as it can bring up moral dilemmas of saving before you do something you probably shouldn't be trying. Like, assuming the characters that in the game have no memory of what happens between you saving and loading, which normally is the case. But watching characters interact with that aspect really makes you look at saving in a whole new light. For instance, there's a visual novel that came out not too long ago called Anonymous Code, to where in the far-off future, technology has advanced to such a point that the line between reality and virtual is just very blurry. And at one point, there was an incident that happened called the Sad Morning Incident, to where, due to an overflow of errors, a network of orbital laser satellites went out of control and attacked major cities, to where our main character Paulon lost his father in this very incident. Early on in the game, Paulon meets this girl, though, called Momo Azaki, who happens to get kidnapped by soldiers from an infamous group, and as he tries to intervene, he's unsuccessful. But then shortly after, he mysteriously gains this power to establish save points in real life and load back to them with the knowledge of the future. It's almost like a personal stopwatch that controls time, but at the same time, if he were to use this power to go too far back, it could put such a strain on his body that he would repeatedly go into comatose, thus not being able to prevent any events he was trying to prevent happening in the first place.
Don't underestimate me. Listen up. In exactly 51 seconds, that transceiver you got hanging there is gonna go off.
What?
You're gonna get an order to retreat, and your captain's authority won't mean shit, cause that order's coming straight from the government. While you're all shook up, I'll take Momo and run. You'll come chasing after us, of course. But you won't get far, because a passing car is gonna knock you flat on the road. That's the future I want.
What kind of shit is that? Retreat order in 51 seconds? A car hitting me? You crack me up, I'll give you that. But that's enough.
That's 51 seconds. Answer it, Army Guy.
This is Rhino Leader.
Captain, we were ordered to retreat.
What?
Our politicians higher up the food chain chickened out. Seems they favor the status quo.
But the target's right here.
You're the ones who turned the chase into a shit show. It's your own fault, losers. Alright then. Peace.
Hold it! You can't escape. Shit!
Now, I won't get too much into this game as it is somewhat newer and I haven't played it myself, and it's also just part of this very large series that I can tell is just super long as they all are visual novels. But it's also related to Steins Gate in some regard. So, if you do play the series, let me know how it is. My personal favorite example of this, though, is how Undertale uses the idea of save points and saving throughout the whole game as a story point, and also as a way for certain enemies to fight back, or even using it for yourself, which funnily enough are all part of the final piece of the game, so spoilers ahead. And all of them use this functionality of a save in many different ways. All along your adventure through the underground too, you're always inspired by the surroundings, and that alone gives you the power to have enough determination to save your game and continue on. It allows you to continue from these points if you die as well. The way all the final bosses use it is really interesting too, with Sans probably being the coolest too, as he manages to use the functionality of reloading you in certain positions in such a fast manner that he easily makes the fight against you the hardest in the game. Flowey is really the only other enemy to use saving against you as well, but his use of it is so minimal and immediately is countered by how everyone else that you met through the game filling you with determination to push through. Kind of like how it is in the Ezreal fight too, but in this case, you actually know what the lost souls that saved you from the Flowey ending are for. The whole idea that each save point fills you with determination though, and how the whole factor plays a giant role in how Undertale tells its story about never giving up, believing in yourself and your friends, and then also, in contrast, when you go through the game murdering everyone, it uses the very same idea against you. It's such an interesting way to make you really think about saving and how it can potentially affect even the characters in the game if you really abuse it. Going through the passive route too really brings the idea of saving not just as a game mechanic, despite you wanting to do it during the final part when you can't move to reload your save file. Instead, it takes the idea of saving and brings it into all the characters, recalling about how all the memories you made with them through your save file. As opposed to how, when you're fighting Sans and he's talking to you about it, The idea that loading a save file is just erasing everyone's memories and they have to relive the same moment over and over again without even the knowledge of it. And there's just among so many other things and ideas that the end of Undertale brings up, and the idea of morality of saving your game just makes it all so special. At the end of the day, I still feel like we take saving for granted, as if we didn't have it, the entire landscape of games would just be completely different. But thankfully, we can all take a break now and again, and all of our characters' stories, levels, and choices will all still be waiting for us when we get back. So remember everyone, make sure you save your games. If you liked that video, please like and comment and subscribe. I'm still new to this whole thing, but I'm hoping to try and make more stuff like this, and also some other projects on the way. Either way, thanks for watching, and have a great day.